Welcome to Ready to Teach ESL, the video learning series that helps you build real English skills, one lesson at a time. I'm glad you're here. Let's get started. Today's topic is storytelling as a cultural practice, a cognitive tool, and a form of political and social power. This is a rich topic for advanced learners. Listen carefully to the ideas being woven together. The anthropologist Clifford Geertz described culture as webs of significance that human beings have spun and in which they are suspended. If that is true, and I believe it is, then storytelling is the primary mechanism by which those webs are constructed and transmitted. Stories are not merely entertainment. They are the operating system of culture, the means by which a community encodes its values, rehearses its fears, celebrates its heroes, and reckons with its failures. This is why the question of who gets to tell stories and whose stories are told is never merely aesthetic. It is political. For most of recorded history, the stories that achieved the widest circulation were told from positions of power, imperial, patriarchal, dominant cultural. The stories of the colonized, the enslaved, the marginalized, while told with equal complexity and craft within their own communities, were systematically excluded from the dominant archive. The consequence was not merely cultural impoverishment of the dominant society. It was a distortion of reality, a collective inability to understand the world as it actually was, because the stories shaping that understanding were incomplete. The expansion of storytelling platforms in the digital era has done something genuinely significant, though unevenly. Voices that would previously have required institutional gatekeeping, a publisher, a broadcaster, a studio, can now reach audiences directly. This has produced an extraordinary flourishing of diverse narratives. It has also, paradoxically, created new forms of fragmentation, audiences self-selecting into narrative silos that confirm existing beliefs rather than challenging them. What strikes me most, however, is the neurological dimension of storytelling that research has begun to illuminate. When we hear a compelling story, our brains do not merely process information, they simulate the experience. Neural activity in the listener's brain begins to mirror the neural activity of the storyteller's brain, a phenomenon known as neural coupling. We feel what the narrator feels, not metaphorically but measurably, biochemically. This is the mechanism by which stories produce empathy. And it is why the stakes of storytelling, who tells, what gets told, which voices are amplified, are ultimately stakes about who we are willing to see as human. An intellectually rich exploration of storytelling. Let's engage with your comprehension at the deepest level. Pause is needed. Question 1. How does the speaker use Geertz's concept of culture to frame the importance of storytelling? Question 2. Why does the speaker say the question of who tells stories is political rather than aesthetic? Question 3. What has the digital expansion of storytelling platforms achieved, and what paradox has it created? Question 4. What is neural coupling, and what does the speaker say it explains about storytelling? Question 5. How does the speaker connect the neuroscience of storytelling to the political stakes of who gets to tell stories? Here are the answers. Answer 1. Geertz describes culture as webs of significance, and storytelling is the primary mechanism for spinning and transmitting those webs. Answer 2. Historically, dominant voices controlled which stories circulated widely, excluding marginalized stories distorted collective understanding of reality. Answer 3. It has enabled diverse voices to bypass institutional gatekeeping, but paradoxically created narrative silos where audiences only encounter confirming perspectives. Answer 4. Neural coupling is the brain's tendency to mirror a storyteller's neural activity when hearing a compelling story, the neurological basis of empathy. Answer 5. Because stories produce empathy neurologically, who gets to tell stories determines who we are biologically prepared to recognize as fully human. Outstanding critical thinking and listening. See you next time on Ready to Teach ESL. For more videos like this, like and subscribe.